And see how fair she is. She's a watcher.
This is a Facebook tragic love story of a 48-year-old Ijeoma Phyllis who met a 31-year-old Ede Tochukwu in a group on Facebook, and they both fell in love only for her to be murdered by Tochukwu 2 years later. And the question that has been on people's mind was there a plan from the onset to kill her and made away with all her properties, or after he got everything she gave to him, he eventually got tired of her and then an opportunity presented himself? Hi, my name is Nsikanabasi, and if this is your first time of seeing my channel and you love crime story, you love mystery, you love racism and a touch of culture, please do well to like my video, subscribe and turn on the post notification bell for wonderful more videos like this on this channel. Like most Facebook love story, their relationship blossomed. This was during the 2020 COVID-19 lockdown period, where internet was king and people were basically living on the internet. That's when they met, and you could imagine, as at that point people were always chatting up and down. The internet was keeping people sane, and probably they had lots of conversation with each other, the things they wished to do to each other when they met. And then they eventually got to meet face to face and went on dates, and while on dates they took pictures and recorded videos, which are all littered all over Ijeoma's Facebook account. And from that you could see that she was genuinely in love with him, but the same couldn't be said about Tochukwu. Ijeoma, who owned an expensive fabric and shoe shop, was clearly well to do, but nothing could be said of her young lover. But speculations are that she enrolled him in a course aimed at getting him jobs. Ijeoma had a 2-bedroom apartment at Lugbe area of FCT Abuja, and at a point in the relationship she asked Tochukwu to move in with her, and he did, and they have stayed together for the past 2 years. Ijeoma did lots to make him have a good life because he saw him as a husband while he saw her as a money bank. Multiple sources say he is into older ladies, and it's believable because after Ijeoma's death he was already staying with another older lady in Rivers State. This definitely is a plan, but the big question is this his first kill or one among many yet to be discovered? The lovers were going strong amid 1 or 2 issues which usually plague relationships, but the year 2022 was the year the relationship began to deteriorate. And the suspect claims that Ijeoma Phyllis started everything that led to the deterioration of the relationship, that she started to question his every move, that whenever anyone calls him she was always angry, that he couldn't express himself or last on the phone for more than 5 minutes without her picking an offense or prognosing in every affair of his, and that she rains insults on him at any given opportunity.
If anyone calls me on the phone, she's always angry. I couldn't express myself. I can't stay on the phone more than 5 minutes and she's around. She pick offense, she insults me, and during all this period I believe neighbors.
And as at this point it got me wondering, if you are in a relationship with someone and you know the relationship is heading somewhere very, very positive, I believe you owe your partner an explanation to most, if not all, of what you do in your life, because you are gonna be sharing your life with your partner. And if you feel your partner you don't owe your partner any explanation, that means there is no future to that relationship, that you have ulterior motives or you have something up your sleeve, or you are up to something, and this is clearly a sign. This clearly tells that Tochukwu was already up to something. And on the year 2022, precisely 24th of October, Edo Tochukwu came to visit the late Ijeoma Phyllis at her Lugbe apartment, which clearly tells that after they had issues here, he had already moved out of the house because of the issues they started having in the relationship. So when he visited, they had an argument over the Highlander car she gave him, which he sold without her consent, and the argument quickly turned violent. Now, on the deterioration of the relationship, there's another version of released by the Sun newspaper that says that she saw him as his husband, but he never saw her as the wife, and that she wanted him to marry her, but he was reluctant to do that, claiming that she was too old for him. And that's got Ijeoma angry, and that's where the relationship started to go downwards, because why would she be doing everything for you and you be collecting the money? You collect the car, the clothes, the gift, enrolls you in a course, and you never discovered that she was older than you at that point, and you knew very well you were not going to marry her, you were not going to go down that lane. Then why were you getting the gifts? After she had discovered that there was no headway for both of them, that's when according to the Sun newspaper, she said that he should return back every monetary gift, everything from clothes to money to car that she had given to him, because then she had discovered that she was just a money bank in his eyes, whereas she saw a husband. Okay, he claims she raised her voice that on the 23rd of October when he visited her, that she raised her voice at him, insulting him, and even threw the home theater at the parlor at him, of which he defended. Then she went into the kitchen and brought out a pestle, and when she brought out a pestle, that's when Tochukwu was angry and shoved her away and snatched the pestle away from her. And at this particular point, when you snatched a pestle away from her, I believe you would have kept it somewhere or taken it away, but he now says that he involuntarily hit her with the pestle.
With it, she fell down. Now, when she was coming up, involuntarily I hit her with the pestle, and that was when she fell down and she started crying.
Accepted you involuntarily hit her with a pestle for the first time on the face. Maybe blood came out, or maybe blood did not come out. How can you involuntarily hit her again the second time? And even at that, for her to be on the floor crying and telling you, why did you hit me, must have showed she was hurt, but not that hurt to a point that she would die. So if you had no other evil motive towards her, what you would have done here would have been to rush her down to the hospital or seek for help. But rather, he didn't do that. What he did was to take her Toyota Camry, her phone, and a couple of belongings in the house and made away with them. And when he left, he locked the apartment, meaning if he had locked the apartment, something was seriously wrong with the young lady inside. According to him, he was arrested on November 2nd in Rivers State after he had sold the car for 1.7 million after changing the car's documents, which the whole process of changing the document and selling the car was done by his friend, who had taken his own share and gave him his own share, which he took his share and proceeded to Rivers State to stay with another older single rich lady who has 2 kids, meaning it was clearly a pattern of going after older women. and who knows if he was already with Tochukwu, if he was already with Ijeoma Phyllis while already discussing with the other woman in Rivers State, because the time frame of jumping from one woman to another was too short to have said, oh, I left Abuja to Rivers State and I met another lady. No, that means they must have been having a conversation. But thank God for this, the woman has been saved from what would have equally befallen her, like Ijeoma has gone down. And the caretaker of the apartment that was owned by that Ijeoma was leasing now saw that Ijeoma has not been seen for like 2 or 3 days. Then she put a call through to the sister that the sister has not been found for 2 or 3 days, that she might be here or something serious had happened to her. That's when the sister now came to Lagos, and when she came, according to her, the very moment she approached the house, she had a foul smell hit her so hard and she left. And the incident was reported to the police, and the police came with the environmental body and opened the house, and they saw the young lady already smelling, meaning she had died for like 2 or 3 days. And they took her to the hospital for autopsy, and it was found that she was being hit repeatedly by a blunt metal, which matches the pestle that he talked about. At this point, it can be clearly seen that he had a motive of running away with all the goods he has gotten from her.